Do you dream of having the freedom to work from home with your babies and witness every adorable first without feeling torn between your career and motherhood? Welcome to the VA Mama Podcast, your weekly dose of inspiration and actionable tips to turn those work from home dreams into a reality. I'm your host, Fallon Michelle, and in 2021, I traded in my OT job for a VA business that I built right from my kitchen table. Forget the endless Google searches and information overload. The VA Mama Podcast is your roadmap to building a business that fits your motherhood journey, and I'm here to support you and cheer you on every step of the way. This isn't just about making money, it's about creating a life where you can be present for your babies while building something meaningful for yourself. Because Mama, you get to have it all. Welcome to the first episode of the VA Mama Podcast. I'm super excited to have this conversation today because so many of us get stuck in this someday zone. Someday I'll be a VA, someday I'll have the confidence, someday I'll be home with my babies. Does this sound like you? Because I can totally relate. In this episode, we're going to be tackling the 3 key steps to crush the someday zone and finally launch your VA business. The first step is connecting with your why. Why are you even thinking about building a VA business? Why right now? Think about what kind of life do you dream of creating for yourself and your family. For me, I was on my maternity leave when I first started looking into virtual assisting because I was really struggling with the idea of having to leave my 3-month-old baby in daycare. I wanted to be there for every milestone, and honestly, it was crushing my heart before I even got to that 3-month mark. I'm not even going to go into how hard it was for me to actually leave her on that first day. I didn't want to have to wake her up to an alarm clock to rush out the door in the morning. I wanted a life where I could be present with messy lunchtime spent building memories instead of sitting in a break room scrolling through my phone looking at pictures of her. Getting clear on your why isn't just the first step. It's going to be a driving force in your business every single day. It's going to help you to say no to opportunities that come along that aren't aligned with you. It's going to help you to attract clients who actually resonate with you and your unique purpose. And it's going to be the thing that keeps you pushing forward on the days that feel really hard. Because building a business, while it's the most amazing thing that I've done for myself and my family, it isn't always easy. Knowing why you're building your business and knowing the vision that you have for yourself in your future, in your family, is what's going to keep you going in those moments that feel really hard. Now that you know your why, you also need to know the what. So what are you going to offer as a virtual assistant? This is where I see a lot of us struggle at the beginning, and I know I did too, and that's thinking that you need to learn new skills in order to start a VA business. But this just isn't true. And actually, I recommend starting out with skills that you already have, and here's why. You already have the knowledge and experience, meaning you can just hit the ground running and reduce the learning curve, which also allows you to start working with clients much sooner and really build momentum. That momentum piece is really important when you're first starting out because, like I just mentioned, building a business is super rewarding, but it isn't always easy. And putting yourself out there and really diving right in and working with clients, that's going to help you to move forward. One thing that I see hold a lot of virtual assistants back, and even people from starting a virtual assistant business, is not having that momentum and getting so hung up in the steps that they need to take, right? Like, I need to learn new skills, or I already know how to do this, but I need to get better at it. I need to get more confident before I put myself out there. Like, no, you already have skills. You have so many skills, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a teacher, work in HR. I came from the healthcare field. I worked in OT at an elementary school, and you absolutely have way more skills than you're giving yourself credit for. Use those skills so that you can build momentum and put yourself out there without holding yourself back and procrastinating and feeling like you need to do something more before you can actually take action. When I talk about using your existing skills, I'm talking about skills that you are good at and that you actually really love doing. I don't ever want you starting a business with skills that don't bring you joy. So when you're using your existing skill set that you're passionate about, this can help you to build confidence in your abilities and expertise, which makes you more attractive and credible to your potential clients. And again, it also helps you to build that momentum when you're showing up and you're putting all of that passion into what you're doing. Your clients are going to see that and feel that, and they're going to give you referrals. They're going to speak highly of you. You're you're going to produce higher quality work. You're going to work efficiently. So you're going to be satisfied. Your clients are going to be satisfied, and you're going to have a lot of positive feedback. Again, building you up, building your confidence up, building your business up, and really building that momentum so that you can move the needle forward. All of this being said, I do want to note that I am a huge advocate for learning and developing new skills. This is really crucial for your long-term success. So don't feel like just because I'm telling you to start out with your existing skills, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn new skills. I'm just saying to initially get started, to hit the ground running, use the skills that you have. And then as you start working with clients, what's actually naturally going to happen is you're going to start to realize what you really, really love doing, what clients are coming to you asking you for, what clients are complimenting you on. And you're going to hone in on those skills, and you might even have some that you want to build upon, or maybe you'll start doing some work, or you'll see somebody over there looking for help with something and you think, wow, I could do that. Like, I really want to learn how to be a podcast manager or a social media manager or a Pinterest manager. And then you can start learning those new skills. Don't feel like you have to learn any of these right out of the gate, but also don't put yourself in a box. As a virtual assistant, another awesome thing is that you're always evolving and you're always able to grow and change, learn new skills. So another thing, without going on a tangent here, is that I see a lot of new virtual assistants getting held back when it comes to making decisions. So I want you to keep this in the back of your mind, that just because you're making a decision doesn't mean you're stuck with it. Okay, just because you're choosing to offer email management right now doesn't mean that you're stuck with that. Your skills, your services, everything can evolve and will evolve with you as you grow. So you have the why, you have the what. Now we're going to talk about the who. One of the best things about running your own business is that you have control over who you work with and who you don't work with. I don't know about you, but I'm really sensitive to the energy that I surround myself with. And this was a huge draw to me when I started building my own business, because as an employee, you don't get to choose who you work with, right? But as a business owner, you get to make the decisions on who comes into your world and gets a seat at your table. So make sure you're only working with clients that match your vibe, that have the same purpose and values as you, and only work with clients who you want to work with. You can always say no. And knowing how to gently turn down a client who isn't aligned with you, that's a really important skill to have as a virtual assistant, and really important that you set these boundaries and you don't let yourself get caught up in, okay, well, I'm saying no to a client, I'm losing out on money. It's not going to benefit you, and it's not going to benefit them if you're working with people who are not aligned with you and your values. So knowing who your ideal client is makes it so that you can determine whether you say yes or no. Okay, it's also going to help you to choose where you spend your time on posting content. You're starting a business likely to have more time freedom, not to spread yourself thin, trying to be everywhere and everything to everyone. So your ideal client might be on LinkedIn. They might be in Facebook groups, or maybe your ideal client is in a local networking group. This is going to be different for everybody. The only way that you're going to know where to find your people is knowing who they are. Then you can show up where they are and speak to them through the content that you create. So knowing who you want to work with is really important. I want you to start thinking, like, if you had a virtual assistant client come to you today and tell you that they want to work with you and you are their dream service provider, who is that person? Is it the owner of a local yoga studio? Is it an online business coach who's starting a podcast? Is your ideal client a mom who owns her own business and wants to hand over some tasks so that she can have more time with her family? Or maybe you're really passionate about photography and you want to work with other photographers and help them with their social media presence, with online booking and scheduling. There are so many options. And again, going back to the first step of this all in your why, like, why do you want to be a virtual assistant? If you want to be a virtual assistant so that you can have more time with your family and be more present with your kids, really consider that when you are looking for your ideal client and determining who you want to work with. If you're a mom, you might want to work with other moms who understand and value that. You don't want to work with a client who's going to expect you to be able to answer phones at any time of the day or respond to emails within 30 minutes of receiving them, right? Think about what you want your ideal lifestyle to look like, and then choose your ideal client based on all of these factors so that you really can build a community of clients and build a business that fits around the lifestyle that you want to live. You're starting a business and you get to make the decisions now. So make sure your business fits into the lifestyle that you want to build for yourself and your family. Now that you know what steps you need to take, I invite you to download my free VA launch planner so you can put it all into action. You can grab it by visiting FallonMichelleVA.com/VA launch planner. This guide is going to walk you through the 6 essential steps, including these 3, from discovering your perfect niche to creating your offers so that you can launch your business with clarity and purpose. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you loved this episode, come connect with me and our community inside the VA Mama Facebook group, or send me a DM on Instagram to let me know what you loved about this conversation. You can always find the links and resources from the show over at FallonMichelleVA.com/blog. I'm so grateful for you, and I'll see you again on the next episode. Until then, have an amazing week, and don't forget to screenshot, share, and tag me in this episode over on your Instagram stories.